Ahoy mates, Julie here, and welcome to Monday's episode of the BoatUS TV. First up today, here's what's splashing about in nautical news. In an effort to promote safe boating, the BoatUS Foundation Boating Safety Grant Program has reached a major milestone of $750,000 to be awarded for the development of innovative safety projects. This grant money has been awarded over the past 17 years to nonprofit groups and community organizations for projects that promote safety and safety procedures on their local waterways. And BoatUS Foundation just recently opened up a new grant application cycle, to which they allocated $50,000 in new available grant money to qualifying applicants. If your nonprofit group or community organization has a great idea for promoting boating and/or waterway safety, submit an application for consideration. The application window closes November 1st, 2007, so for more information, please visit www.boatus.com/foundation. And no matter if you do or do not apply for this grant, please continue to promote boating safety in your own way. Next up, in Ship of Fools, we tell you about one foolish move that led to the formation of one of the world's oldest races, still in continuation today. When Thomas Doggett, an Irish actor and comedian, fell into the Thames River in 1715, no one could have guessed it would have spawned one of the greatest racing events in the history of sports. After being rescued by local watermen, who resembled a cross between modern-day taxi drivers and gondola oarsmen, Doggett was grateful enough to offer compensation in the form of a racing wager to the 6 fastest of these boaters. The race spanned from a pub on the London Bridge to a pub in Chelsea, a little over 5.5 miles, and was to be rowed against the tide. Certainly a tough challenge, but one these watermen were more than willing to undertake for the prize of a modified waterman's coat with a badge of silver fastened on the lapel to represent liberty. Doggett also decreed that the race should be ran on the 1st of August every year to celebrate the crowning of George I. Doggett presided over the race from its manifestation in 1715 until his death in 1721. Though Doggett's coat and badge race still continues today, with some people speculating it to be the oldest sporting contest in continuation, there have been some notable changes. The prize money has increased from a mere coat and some piece of silver to almost $500 for the winner. The race is also no longer played against the tide, which means the date has had to change to sometime in July to fit the tide schedule. Most importantly, though, is the spirit of the competition itself. Only 6 young watermen can compete to represent their respective teams, and despite the decline of the need for watermen in the 21st century, the competition to even gain entry into the race is still fierce, meaning only the strongest and fastest of these young men will ever see Chelsea from the view of a Doggett competitor. To learn more about the Doggett race, head on over to www.watermanshall.org. And finally, it's just for the hull of it, where we really are discussing hulls. Today's subject, offering up a little TLC for your aluminum boat. Aluminum can't rust like steel, blister like fiberglass, or rot like wood, so it's completely carefree, right? Well, not exactly. Boating writers Gordon and Janet Graney supply these illuminating thoughts on caring for your aluminum boat. First, keep it clean. Just as worms eat wood, corrosion eats aluminum. It often begins when debris settles in seams and voids, and dampness will feed this process. Before putting your boat away for the winter, clean and dry it. And if your boat has been in seawater, flush repeatedly to remove all traces of salt. If other metals touch aluminum, galvanic corrosion occurs in the presence of an electrolyte such as salt water. Filiform corrosion looks like little worms under the paint. But since that's a specialized problem that only applies to painted aluminum, let's gloss over that one for now. But if you do want to paint an aluminum boat, it's a job best left to experts. Something else to know? Abrasion thins aluminum, so don't drag your boat around on beaches. Also, metal fatigue weakens aluminum, so avoid pounding in rough waters. And then there's that pesky problem of scratches that will hurt aluminum. If they're deep enough, they lead to stress, fatigue, cracks, or corrosion. So if scratches in your aluminum boat invade halfway into the fabric, they should be patched. If your problem is dents, know that they might pop out when tapped lightly with a rubber hammer, while deeper dents might need to be hammered out against a backing block. But make sure you don't stretch the metal. And finally, beware of water pollutants that can cause aluminum to discolor. It is wise to consult local knowledge sources before putting your boat in old quarries, mining pits, or other acid waters. And if you have a really difficult aluminum problem, try the airport, where mechanics are experts in aluminum repair. With those tips, you aluminum boat owners out there are now free to go show some lovin' to your holes. Class dismissed. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the BoatUS TV. Join us back here on Wednesday, and until then, safe and happy boating to you all. Take care. This episode of the BoatUS TV has been brought to you by the word underway, meaning not attached to the shore or the ground in any manner. And let's face it, it's a state most of us wish we were in right now.